So, and I use them as I use everything with my watercolour, with my brushes filled with my ink. Those of you who don't know, I just take my ink, I put it in the Tim Holtz water brush, and I just do it, and I do all the blending. Anything in my journals or on tags that you see is done with these, okay? Anything that's on an image, like this, on a magazine image, is done with paint pens. And again, for 3 years we've been trying to get paint pens. Ta-da! We now have, at the moment, black and white. I'm not supposed to say at the moment because that implies that there might be colours, but I just did, so. So we've got the black and white. And again, I've been using Posca pens for about 20 years. And even though they've a limited colour range, I've already stuck with them because of the nib. The nib you get in America, you can't get this nib. We only get this in England. It's a really fine nib. You get the, like, it's a pointy one and it's a little bit scratchy. So again, for 3.5 years, Alan's driven me mad bringing in, well, I've driven him mad, saying, I don't like that pen, I don't like that pen, haven't I? And he's like, this pen's fine. But now I've got it. And because I'm a journaler, if you look in my journals, I do intricate stuff, I do writing, doodling. So this is the white one, and you can see the fineness of the nib, and you can see how white that is. Can you see the tiny nib on there? Okay, so it's, you know, it's fabulous. This one I was like, yes, this is the one, and he was like, this is the most expensive. I'm like, of course it is. And then the black. Oops. Maybe I've picked the one up I haven't primed. I've got another one somewhere. I'll find it for you, but it's the same. This one I probably haven't primed, which brings me down to priming. I see people do this all the time with the paint pens, and you shouldn't. All you'll do is break the nib. Sorry, this keeps tipping back, and it's you'll break the nib. What you need to do is you get it, you shake it, you hold it down, you lift it up, you shake it, you hold it down, because the paint starts here, and as soon as you do that, you release it, but it's got to wick all the way down here to the end. And people are so impatient, and they're like that. Kelly did it in the office, and she said, oh, this pen's all brushed, and I said, did you bang it? She said, yeah, and I said, that's it. You don't have to be very delicate with them, but you don't do this. You just press it down, and then the ink will come out, okay? And again, there's a video on that explaining. I try to explain, I'm really about education, so I try to explain everything. The white pen, on the plane on the way over, this is what I was doing. So, because I did all that on the plane there, so you can see I did all that writing on the plane. There was some writing at the back, because these I tend to stick things in, then I do all my writing and all my journaling on a plane. Things, because I'm an ADHD, I can't sit still. So anything I can do on a plane I do, but this is the pen, this is the quality of the pen. I'm really, really pleased with it. Okay, so we've got this. It only comes in a 2-pack there, so it's a pack of the 2 to start with, just for ease really. But some of the stores were saying that they were going to buy loads of them and open the pack and put them into like open stock, so it's entirely up to you. The other things that we've got are, you've come from Tim, haven't you? So has he explained his mica sprays? What's the difference between a mica spray and our perfect pearls? Nothing. It's exactly the same, except these are in our colours. Okay, so every designer has got a set, and there's a board at the top there with every designer's set on. So obviously these are my signature colours. Tim will have his brown, brown and brown, and you know, Wendy will have like a bright yellow sparkly one. And it's the same formulation. It's a clear liquid, and it's the pearl that gives it the colour. I am not a glitter girl. Everybody knows I'd rather stick pins in my eyes than be a glitter. It's just not me, but I do like a bit of shimmer. I do. So the way I would use it would be like that. I would just spritz it through a stencil to get a little bit of shimmer, or I would just spray it slightly over a background like this as well. That's the only way you'll see. So I quite like the fact that they're subtle, like me, subtle. And so we've all got these. They come in a 3-pack, but they're only an ounce, they're smaller. Again, there's a video where I explain to people you should always store them flat, because otherwise you'll block them, because it's like a snow globe. The snow goes up, the snow goes down, it's down at the bottom, you can squeeze it, it sucks it up the straw and it blocks. So you'll find those. So, you know, fans of mine will probably go for these, fans of Tim's will go. So in your store you've got a choice of which to go to. Is it, you know, is the pink in the Perfect Pearls? This pink, no, but it's very similar. What can you do? There's only so many pinks you can have, but they're just in our range. The other thing that we've all got, did he show you this? Thank you. Did he show you this one? Yeah. So we've got the big pads. Again, every designer has got one. They're the archival. I only use archival. And again, these are my colours. The only colour that's the same as this is this one. I just went for some slightly different ones here. I don't use this as often as the others will, because my stamps are really big stamps, okay? So sometimes when I'll take the really big ones and I'll just move it slightly, but I don't like the cross-contamination, so I just use my smaller stamps on it, and my quotes. I use all my quotes in those, and we're hoping that eventually they'll come out with the separate ones. But again, a lot of people that are getting into things, they've come from the scrapbook world or the other world, they don't understand these things, they don't want to then go buy separate pads. So this is something that they're like, oh, that's a Dylusions one, so it'll go with it. So it's a start-off thing. So I think they're a really good idea, but I think the others will use them a lot more than I do, really, just because of the size of the stamps. What else have I got? Stencils. There, as usual. I've only gone for 5 this time. Oh, the tags. The big tags are... oh yeah, well, we've always had these, but they're discontinued in the Ranger line, and they're now only in the Dylusions line, because there's only me who uses them. So there's the 12s and the 10s, and we've discontinued the manila in my line, and it's gone into the mixed media, which is the same paper as the journals. Every journal now is in the mixed media paper, because it's the one that does the ghosting the best. It's when you're using the paint, people say to me all the time, do I have to use your journals for paint? No, you can use anything with paint, but you'll get the best results with my, with this paper, with the inks. So that's what I would say, buy these for the inks, but you can use anything with the paints. We've also brought them out in, there, here on this line, those are the journals, and we've brought out the new inclusion pages, because if you've had me to teach in your store, I frighten people by making them tear pages out and do, so now they can buy them like this. So these pages are single, they're curved on the edges, so you can put them straight in. They come with the tissue tape in the back, and it's in strips, and it's plain, so they can decorate it. But just the way I use Tim's tissue tape when I'm putting it in normally, but we've got the plain one on the back. But it means they can put smaller pages in, they can put the pages in each journal, and they can move them all around. And again, it's the mixed media paper that we've got. And then the last thing, stamps. To talk so fast. So a lot of the collage stamps, again, my collage stamps come from the journals. So, because people say, how do you have these weird things in your head? I have medication, and they just appear. But so heads, the chickens with their legs on, more leaves. People have been asking me for such a long time, more leaves, more leaves, more leaves. So they're similar, but they're just bigger. They're just bigger to do, because my stuff is mainly journals, and people say all the time that the stamps are big. This is how I work, so little stamps are no good to me, really. But we do them in the clear, always in smaller, so people can have those for cards. The flowers, they're made for layering, so you can take parts of them and you can just build them up there. Bodies to go with the heads, more heads to go with the bodies, more bodies there, and my usual sweet sayings. And I've changed this time, and instead of the snarky ones, I've gone really nice. Like, I didn't mean to offend you, that was just a bonus. And I wanted to know that somebody out there cares. It's not me, but somebody does. So I think we've got 2, have we? Oh, you said 5 minutes 4 minutes ago. Alan, he came past and said 5 minutes. So again, the usual quotes that I do, which I'm amazed. In Britain we can get away with these, but I'm always amazed that you lot love them in America. I'm always stunned, and we've got worse and worse and worse doing them, so I don't know where you got your opinion from, but I hope you kept to your seat. Yeah, I did, but I got it 5 minutes ago.
I know, somebody decided to go ahead of me.
Yes, Alan said 5. So I went.
You look for this pretty face, and I'll tell you.
Anyway, so I've rushed through, so any questions, we can go back. We've got 5 minutes to go back.